the Smith and Bright houses of CommQuest services. Today, April is going to share with us more about Smith and Bright House. April, can you please share with us your position here as Director of Adolescent Services and describe to us where Smith and Bright houses are located, as well as how the adolescents get placed here?
Hi Sarah, I'd be glad to do that. So Bright House and Smith House are located on the multi-county juvenile attention centers grounds at 811 Faircrest Street Southwest. We are three cottages that serve 30 youth between the ages of 14 to 19. So as long as they're still in school, they can come to us for primary drug and alcohol treatment and secondary mental health issues. They come to us in all kinds of places and forms, from probation officers, principals from high schools, family members, other treatment providers, but primarily they would have to have had previous outpatient treatment for some type of substance abuse. I have 16 male beds and 12 female beds, so I guess it's, and 2 overflow beds, so they're really kept for emergencies. And the idea that if we have a youth who is pregnant or who is an IV heroin user, those beds would be available for easy access. So that's kind of what we do, although it's way more complicated on days than that. I oversee both the Smith and the Bright House. I have 2 house managers. House managers are responsible for daily operations of the facilities. They take the calls from the referral sources to kind of figure out what that looks like. There's a whole team of people down here making sure that our youth receive the services they need. I have clinical counselors who are on site and program assistants. So without all of those people, none of this happens. Our youth stay between 1 and 90 days. The program lasts around 90 days, and I say that because oftentimes a youth will be here 110 days. So
why did you, April, choose to work for CommQuest Services, and what do you enjoy most about working with adolescents?
So I have a 20-year career span of working with addiction, and what brought me was my own recovery. Is what brought me into working with the population. What has kept me is my own family, and I have a son who struggles with this disease, and it started out in his adolescent years. So I guess asking that is what brought me back to CommQuest Services was the opportunity to run the programming, to provide excellent care, to treat the disease of addiction, and to help others find the hope and recovery that I've been blessed to have, along with providing families with some type of hope that their loved one, their young person, could find recovery also. So that's kind of what brought me back to CommQuest 3 years ago when I started as adolescent director. So it's been a great endeavor. There's been a lot of great opportunities, a lot of super things that have happened in our world as far as treating not only the addiction piece, but the whole child and the needs that they have, because so many of our youth are struggling with trauma and other things besides just their addiction.
What do you enjoy most about working with this group?
I think the energy that they have brings about a whole different enlightenment to the world, because many times in my past I worked with adults, there was so much hurt and pain and brokenness and lack of hope, and the youth still have hope.
They still do.
And an energy level that's unbelievable. from whether that's out playing football or when they're passionate about what's going on in their group. So they still have so much energy that makes working with them a lot of fun.
So how would you describe Brighton Smith House? Are they similar? Are they different in their daily routines?
Yes. So girls are different than boys, just in general, in normal developmental stages. So when you get a house full of boys, you have a different energy level than when you have a house full of girls. And also then the things that have happened in their life, some of the problems that the girls bring with them are different than what the boys bring with them. So they have different issues. Their routines are different as far as structure and the treatment programs themselves. The girls, we focus a little bit more on some of their traumas. Not saying that the boys don't get that focus. It's just there's a contrast in what that looks like from when the clinician is dealing with it. So their daily routines also differ as far as getting up, and the boys do stretches and some activity levels that maybe the girls don't need. They do more of a morning meditation. All the kids are required to attend an online school while they're here so that they can pursue their education. They spend 3 hours, 5 days a week in school, which is what the state of Ohio mandates. And then they do about 20 hours of treatment works. And those groups are different every day. So they are learning about their disease, they're learning about themselves, they're learning about self-care, spirituality, just really healing with their family, those family sessions that are important to them, and trying to bridge that gap. And then our youth who are maybe more transitioned age, who are trying to prepare for college, and we've had some of those youth who have finished high school while they're here, who have graduated with their diplomas, and actually get to pursue then looking at what the college is going to look like for them, or what's a trade school going to look like for them.
And do you stay in contact with any of the adolescents once they complete their residential treatment here? And if so, is there anyone in particular that you could share with us a success story?
So yeah, we do follow up, and we like to do that at 30, 60, and 90 days. Very interesting enough, most of our youth will stay in touch with us, which is big. They become very connected. So they'll call in and they'll say, "Can I talk to Miss Amanda? Is Mr. Jeff around? I want to talk to this certain PA who made a really big difference because they sat up with me all night one night when I was really struggling." So it's very interesting to see that as much as we connect to them, they connect to us. But we do that. I can think of numerous success stories over the last several years. I guess in saying that, one thing is that to share in detail any youth story is against confidentiality, and I can't do it. But what I can tell you is I've seen kids graduate, go to college, repair relationships with their families. I've also seen kids relapse and call us back and say, "I'm really struggling, will you help me?" So my goal is oftentimes, because they are so early in looking at their disease, and is this really a lifestyle that I want to embrace, is to make it a positive treatment experience, so that is if that would happen and they would relapse, that they know they can come back and receive services and get treatment, and that treatment works.
Can you just share a message of hope with them, and what those first steps that they can take are towards recovery, and in particular how they could even reach Smith and Bright House to do that?
So I guess the message that I was saying, I've said it for a very long time in my own life. My son started using at age 16. He's 32 today, and it's been a heck of a journey with him. And I've been saying it for all of these years: as long as there's breath in you or me, John, there's hope. And I would say that to any parent. As long as we're breathing, there's hope that we can find recovery. The best way for us to do that is to break down the denial and say, "Oh my gosh, this isn't just a phase, that this is reality, and we need to get help." You can do that. You can call us here at the house, but most of the time what's going to happen is we're going to have to go through an assessment process. And so if we contact the main office and find out, is this level of care that your youth needs, because there's a process to coming to residential treatment. And so by contacting CommQuest and having an assessment and seeing where that youth is at, where their substance use is at, we can then make the determination whether residential care is the level of care that they would need.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, April. We appreciate all you do at CommQuest, and we are lucky to have you.